Ghost, no!
That is weird.
A ghost train with real ghosts, 24 hours at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. We've come to Blackpool Pleasure Beach where 7 million people come each year to have fun. But what they don't realise is that Blackpool Pleasure Beach is haunted. We're going to be spending 24 hours here to find out whether any of these stories are true.
Before the advent of the railway, Blackpool was no more than a small seaside village, a far cry from the bustling resort it is today. Since 1896, the Pleasure Beach has given many people great amusement, and over the years, it has grown in size, and the public just keep on coming. Underneath Sir Hiram Maxim's flying machine is a shop called Maxim's that has reported poltergeist activity, and believe it or not, the ghost train has a very mischievous ghost called Cloggy.
There are a lot of workmen here at the moment, and that's because the park is getting ready to open up to the public. Now, the crew are all fine and happy at the moment, but what are they going to be like when it gets dark and all the workmen leave and we are left here totally on our own with nobody about? Now, most of the ghostly activity is reported to have happened just before the park opens up to the public. And guess what? It's opening up in 2 days. Now, Jason, a lot of people have actually seen inside the gift shop either one child or 2 children, and they've got poltergeist activity there as well. What are poltergeists?
Well, poltergeist can be one of 2 things. They normally set into the child, pubescent, teenager type of category, whereby the phenomena centres around a person. The other type is where the poltergeist activity is location-based, where it seems to be more attached to the building itself, and that's the case here with the gift shop. A lot of people are talking about the fact that it's built under one of the oldest, or the oldest ride in the park, and that might be the reason for it. I personally would be wanting to look at the case in much closer detail, because it sounds to me as if it may just be a prank. I mean, it could just be one member of staff playing a trick on another. You know, it's not a controlled environment. It seems to me the kind of place where you might want to play a trick on somebody. It's a laugh. We're in a fun park. I'd want to look at it in that sort of respect.
The bit I'm looking forward to most is actually, I want to, I don't know how you feel, see if anything moves in the shop, because that's what seems to be happening more than anything.
I'm very surprised if it does, but it would be fascinating if it does. I would be shocked. I don't know about you, but I certainly would be.
Well, you know me, I'll just scream my head off. What about the fascination with ghosts? I mean, we're all here, that's what we're doing. But why is it that people seem to be so fascinated with ghosts, so much so that people want to go on a ghost train and scare themselves to death?
Well, the ghost train, of course, here has a story of a ghost attached to it itself, a real ghost, supposedly. And talking about fear, fear is a fun thing in a way. I mean, people like to be scared. They like scary stories, we like scary horror films, we like being frightened. And the key to it, really, is fear is fun if it's safe. And with ghost trains, with roller coasters like we've got here at Blackpool, it's safe. We know we're going to come out the other end okay, and that's the key to it. It's all right to be scared as long as there's no danger.
This gift shop underneath Maxim's flying machine is supposed to be haunted by a little girl. Now, staff members have actually seen her and witnessed things flying off the shelves. And in the morning, products have been swapped around. Everybody loves to ride on a ghost train, probably because they know there are no real ghosts inside, apart from this one, which has its very own resident spook. He's very real, and he's called Cloggy. He used to work here, and he got his nickname because he used to wear clogs. Now, staff members have often heard him walking behind them when they're in the ghost train, even to this very day.
I tend to ride most of the rides every day, so I come on the ghost train nearly every day. I remember coming many, many years ago as a child, and one of the things that impressed me very much was the little bits of string that hang down, and you always feel that somebody's touching you. I'd heard one or two rumours about the ghost train being haunted by a chap called Cloggy or something. He used to work here many, many years ago, long before I was born. So I decided one night to do a little exercise, and once the park had shut and everybody had gone home, I thought I would walk the track of the ghost train. And walking round, of course, I'm a lot taller than I am sitting in the car, so when the strings came down, they actually sort of started going round my neck and pulling at my face. And when I came out, I was then told that the strings had been taken out the week before, and there weren't any strings hanging down at all. And I thought that was a bit spooky.
Most of the staff that have worked here don't enjoy working in the shop. And over the years, a number of strange things have happened. I mean, things have physically been moved, not that you could put down to vibration or maybe some freak wind or anything else, physically been taken off a shelf and put on a counter. Now, there's no way that anybody can get in at night. The shop's alarmed, it's locked up. The retail management keep the keys, and if they close at 11 o'clock and open again at 9 in the morning, nobody's here. A number of staff over the years, various different ages, types of people, have seen small images of what they've taken to be children playing around, and the only way we can logically anyway explain it is that the children don't like certain products and then remove them from areas that they think they don't belong. Of all the shops that I've ever worked in and all the companies I've ever worked for, I've never known an atmosphere like this one.
Well, I was of the opinion that I was being touched by these strings, and I found out afterwards that I wasn't being touched by the strings. So what I want to know is, what was touching me? What did I feel when I was in here?
Our medium Derek Okora had arrived at the ghost train. As always, he's had no idea where he was being brought to. Would he be able to let us know who the ghost is that likes to play tricks on people? And would they be playing with any members of our crew tonight?
I'm expecting activity. Activity of movement of maybe 2 spirit people that seem to be evident on the ghost train and inside the area.
Well, I've got a great deal of affection for Blackpool, so I really do hope we see something. There's a lot of energy here, I can feel it. So let's hope it's a good night.
Well, I'm not really expecting much to happen in the ghost train. If anything happens there, I think it'd be people getting spooked. The evidence in the shop, however, is more tangible. And if we're going to experience anything mildly ghostly, I think it's more likely to be there.
Our investigation had begun, and it had to be one of the most unusual locations to be spending the night. Derek, our medium, took us to the beginning of the ghost train ride.
Now, I'm starting to become aware of a man that doesn't really, my feelings tell me, he takes me back, he gives me pictures, or a picture, and it takes me away and then brings me back to the existing conditions. And you know, I was aware of this man just a little bit earlier, but only, not in a mental image, but just in feelings that he was round. And this man, 5 foot, no more than 5'1", very slight man, most definitely Japanese.
Japanese?
Yeah, strange, isn't it? Now, I asked Sam, why is this man here? And he said, because he comes and he visits. He's still got an interest. And I said, in what interest? And he said, because this man has a vested interest back in time to, sorry, say it again. What does that mean?